Try it now.
There it is.
Yeah, got it.
We're back.
All right. So technical difficulties. I am now in my car recording this 2-hour podcast. It's supposed to be 1 hour. But
We're,
anyway,
we're learning. It's like
so
we were talking about. You just go through these stressful situations that kind of suck, and then you just, it's not a big deal.
yeah, for real. Let me like trying to get the lighting right in the car. Like that's where my Wi-Fi will
He's
it's where like I get the best data connection.
okay.
Okay.
He's a photographer. He's always worried about the lighting, whereas me, I'm just like, I know. I turned on my lamp.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Well, fuck. Anyway, should I jump into like Diana's story and my part, I guess?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go there.
Okay. Um, so I went to West Texas, and me and Diana's relationship, we were, um, she was my closest cousin. Now, before she passed, she was so far gone and drinking and smoking that she was kind of just didn't really connect with me anymore. And when
Mhm.
she passed away, I was 13 years old. But before all this, we were very close. Um, so I went to, like I said, I told you that I stayed in her room, her old room. And by this time, her it has been converted to a kid's room. And because her parents are now grandparents,
Okay.
Diana's brother and sister are now, you know, out of the house. They're adults, they're in their 30s and they're having kids. So, the grandkids come to the house all the time.
Okay.
And I go into that room and stay there, and the room is just completely changed. But it's interesting. When I walk in, I smell her almost. It's it's hard to tell, like, when you have like a childhood smell.
Okay.
Um, it reminded me of not just her, but like their last name is Keaton, like Michael Keaton.
Hmm.
Um, so it just when I think of that smell, it's like, oh, the Keaton's house. When I was 5 years old, I would go over and we'd have a great time with all my older cousins.
Yeah, you got that
Well, when I went in
nostalgia.
there, like, yeah, because they've lived in that house for like 20 years. So
Wow.
but when I went in there, it didn't. The whole house didn't smell like them, besides that one room, and that brought back memories. On top of that, I also had some um, little cousins now, because I have not been to Texas. That's where my family lives. I have not been to Texas since in 4 years. So I had not seen a lot of family members in 4 years. I had not met some of the kids that were born within those 4 years.
Yeah.
So um,
What happens
it
in
was
four
just
years?
crazy, like to see myself as a young adult, and here are these little kids, and I used to be the little kid hanging out with my cousins, with Diana and her siblings, and now I'm the older cousin.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I said Diana died at 22 years old. Well, I'm 23. I outlived her. So it's just crazy to think, as a kid, you see your older cousins as, oh, they're adults, they're way old, they're ancient.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at the old photos of them and stuff, and it's like, oh my God, they were kids. I'm 23. Oh my God, they were kids. Diana was
Yeah.
such a kid, passed away, and it just fucked with me. And
God.
she, on her shelf, the only thing that remained unchanged in her room was her shelf. It was like a desk, her computer, and then shelves there. And there's some old books of hers that she has. She liked to write poetry, so there's some of her books there. And there's her perfume, and I smelled her perfumes, and it really reminded me of her and just some of the memories that we had together.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep things kind of quick and abbreviated here. But Another thing I saw was her ashes. When she died, they cremated her, and her ashes are literally right there on that shelf. So it was just fucking with me.
Yeah,
So like seeing
that
the
sounds.
kids and seeing the little kids and like I'm the older cousin. I just felt like I was saying goodbye to my childhood and saying goodbye to Diana. I mean, like that night I cried. I had not
Wow.
grieved over her in 9 years. So I'm just really upset, just so sad. And so I was so happy to be leaving like the next morning, just staying the whole
Yeah,
night. And, okay, get
I
the hell
bet.
out of there because it was just so sad.
Yeah,
But it's I was just thinking about that, like, damn, why am I grieving over Diana? And I feel like it's just these things happen. It's been 9 years since I've grieved over her, and it was just time to do it again. I was reminded of her, and in my heart, I just felt like, Diana, I'll always love you, and I have to move on with my life. I have to grow because I'm alive still,
yeah,
and I will always love you, and you will not be forgotten. So, yeah, it's rough. She would have been 32 years old now, I think. So,
wow.
yeah, yeah, it was rough. Um, so I start off the week with that.
It's a good start.
I start
Well,
off the week with all my grief, and I come home, and I guess the next day, yeah, it'd be the next day. I had a job interview. It didn't go as well as I wanted it to.
mhm.
Um, Again, it wasn't bad or anything, but it was just like I was hoping that they would just be like, "Yeah, you got the job," basically,
Yeah,
because I'm really excited for this job. And so, oh well, whatever. The- Being a little bitch, and then and then another thing too was I was making a lot of progress. I was talking to this girl, and we had a lot in common, and we we went on the first date, and like that went really well.
mhm,
There's a lot of chemistry. And then we ran into a communication problem where I wasn't able to contact her anymore. And I found another way to contact her, but she hasn't like responded. And it just really sucks because like we were supposed to go on a second date. Like we were literally in the middle of planning a second date when we had this communication problem.
yeah,
And it just really sucks because it's like, I guess like you, I've also been having problems with dating, and I finally found somebody that I really connect with and everything, and then it kind of just gets taken away from me.
yeah.
And it's something I've been looking for the past 7 months. And um, I don't know. It was just like I was beginning to feel happy, like almost 100% happy again. And then the whole Diana thing happened, and then the job thing, and then this chick, and I'm like, like this
Yeah.
happened Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday, not even like 2 days. Like this is like all shit went down on Tuesday, and
Then we were supposed
it's
to
like,
hang out the weekend, and then you had to go to
yeah,
Texas.
that too. Yes, we were supposed to hang out here in town, and like none of these things happened. And I mean, I'm not trying to like inflate these problems because I mean, there's people who go through a lot worse. I'm sure
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that rather have these problems than the problems they're facing. So
yeah,
I want to give it its place. I don't want to inflate it at all, but it was just frustrating because like I felt like I was finally making progress. I was finally getting somewhere, and then like I'm almost taking a step back, grieving over Diana, and then having this job problem and this girl problem, and I'm
yeah,
just like, God fucking damn it. Like I finally felt like I was getting a break, I was making progress, and then I'm back to like square one. But um that's when I feel like the stuff that we were talking about earlier, the whole Mike Tyson, the
mhm,
whole Jordan Peterson thing, where don't make your life worse and don't ever be discouraged. frustrated now, yeah. But you know what? That's the beautiful thing is you can still keep moving even when
Yeah.
you're experiencing difficult problems. And that's what I've been doing, man. I'm just like I keep telling myself every freaking day, like, don't be discouraged, don't be discouraged. Like I know I haven't been happy at all in the past 7
Yeah.
months, but just don't be discouraged. Just don't be discouraged. Keep going. Keep
Yeah.
pushing through the frustration. Don't give up. Don't give up. Because you will get it. You will achieve.
Yeah.
You know, something will work out. Everything will work out fine. Just don't give up. And remain optimistic. You know, don't let your life be miserable and suffering and anger. Because oh god, I was fuming. I was furious.
Yeah.
Just don't let that rule your life. Be optimistic and happy, and because your future is life, and your future is light. You know, it's not darkness.
Yeah.
And that's what I kept telling myself over and over. And I've noticed, like, see, today's what, Friday, so no, what's today? Yeah, today's Thursday.
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 Thursday. Yeah.
So you know all that shit went down Tuesday, and I was just extremely angry and frustrated. Like I was so mad. Like I was mad for the rest of the day. I went to sleep mad. Like I was just fucking pissed. And then the next morning, like I was really, really upset. Just really upset. And in fact, like I slept in. Like yeah, like I remember being so exhausted too. I don't know if it was because of the anger that I was experiencing that night.
Yeah.
I just like to wake up at like 8, and I woke up at like 11. But like I told myself, like, guess what, bitch? Like, get up. Like, it's time to get up. We're gonna go to the gym, and then we're gonna go. I had like a couple other responsibilities too. Oh yeah, like I went to see David, and I just had a whole bunch of errands that I had to do. And even though I slept in, I said I'm still gonna do
Do
it. Even
these
though,
things.
because like the anger went away that morning, and I was really upset and
Hmm.
depressed, and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't linger and live like this. I got to keep moving. And that's exactly what I did, was just keep moving and moving and moving. And that day was all right, you know. I
Yeah.
was pretty distracted. And then today I've been pretty good as well, where I woke up pretty upset, and um, I I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get up. I got shit to do, and I actually had a meeting for another. It's a research opportunity.
Okay.
We're doing UFC research. Dude, it's awesome, and I most likely will be able to participate in this research project.
Okay.
So, and I feel like if I would have, like, it was amazing, and then the rest of like everything else today was like pretty cool. You know, I had a pretty busy day, but it was productive, and I just feel like if I would have lingered in like depression and oh fuck, you know, like I'm grieved out, and
Yeah.
like I had progress with this chick, and now I can't even talk to her. I'm back to square zero, and then I got this other shit going on. Like my life is terrible and suffering. Blah, blah, blah. Like no, like keep pushing forward, keep going through the frustration. It's like it's not going to help you to be in these emotions anymore. It's not going to help you to be in this suffering anymore.
No.
And look at that, you know, I got this fucking job opportunity.
Yeah.
like like that's like one, like something that I'm really holding on to. It's like fuck, okay, I got some progress now. Is that job opportunity?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Your
and
sliver of hope.
and I feel like it's going to build from there. You know,
Yeah.
I have another job interview tomorrow actually for another place. So it's like keep fucking going. Don't be discouraged. That's my freaking mantra, man.
Yeah.
And I think it has paid off, and I know it will pay off. One more story, and I guess we can
Okay.
wrap this up.
Let's hear it.
One of the things I had to do today, it was kind of spontaneous actually. It was I have a tailor where I get my clothes fitted and
All
such.
right. All right. And Ian
And
loves clothes. Ian loves clothes, and he
yeah,
loves them tailored to fit him perfect.
oh yeah, man, that's where it's at. That's how you get all the bad bitches. So
I don't know.
I don't know.
We're going to our story, and it's like, nothing's working out. And you're like,
Right. Yeah, nothing solid, man. Like some chicks, but like yeah. Anyway, there's been no relationships that have come out of all the things that I've been doing. But so I had this shirt tailored like the beginning of this year in January, and I forgot about it completely. And here it is, July, and I'm like, oh shit, like my shirt. So I went over, and I'm like, I went, and I know the owner. You know, she's the tailor, and she's the one that fits me, and
okay.
measures my clothing and does all the work. And so it's her own little business that she does, and I've known her for about a year now. So um, we start talking because she's a huge. She loves to talk.
All
She
right.
just loves to talk, and every time I go visit, it's always like a long session. It's never like a 15-minute thing. It's always like a 1 hour thing.
Yeah.
So I knew that her husband got COVID and like he was in and out of the hospital, and that was the last time I had talked to her. So I see her and she just immediately comes up to me and gives me a hug, and she's never done that before.
Huh.
And I'm like, she's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, good. And so we just start talking, and she's going through shit. Like she said, her husband is terminally ill. He has this pre-existing lung problem, and the COVID kind of just progressed it.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's in and out of the hospital, and he's essentially going to die, from what she was telling me. On top of that, her daughter has this adrenal deficiency that she was born with. So basically, her adrenal glands don't work properly, and she has like this low energy. She's having a problem like staying in college. And on top of that, she has this other blood issue where her body's making too many blood cells, and it can become so compact with blood that she can get strokes. And she told me like last week, like she was talking to her daughter, like in the car or something, and her daughter just started turning blue, like in her face, just completely blue. And she took her to the hospital, and then they figured out that she has this rare fucking illness,
Yeah.
and that she needs to be on blood thinners, most likely for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
So it's like, on top of that, she's overworked. There's two tailor shops that closed in the area,
Oh no.
so everybody's going to her place, and she doesn't have employees to help her out because her employees are like older ladies and they're out on summer break, and like
Okay.
they're doing their own thing and stuff, and she just can't hire anybody. Nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to have steady work coming in, so
Yeah.
she can't do anything. So she has like been saying no to a lot of people, so it's like she's basically a one-man army. She's working all by herself. Her husband's dying and her daughter
A lot
almost
of.
died. And she was telling me, like, she said, she was very inspirational today. And she said, I'm going through all these things, but she said, I was going down in a pit for a while where I was just grieved. I was just in a whole bunch of grief and pain. And she said, I was just going downhill. And she said, I had a friend that came and just talked to me, I just talked to her about all my problems. And she said, I need to remain optimistic. That's what's going to keep me going. I need to have these positive emotions in my life. I need to force myself to be happy. She said, I cannot live in grief. I cannot live in suffering because I can't work. She said, I can't focus. I can't think. I can't do anything if I'm in grief and suffering and pain.
Yeah.
So she said, that's what I'm doing now. And that's what's keeping me going. And she seemed pretty authentic when she said that because she looked okay. It was just amazing just to see her resilience. Like her husband's fucking dying. Her daughter almost died. Her business is at risk, and like these are very this is your loved ones and your work.
Mm-hmm.
Two major things in your life that are at stake here. And she said, "I'm going to be happy."
She's choosing. She's choosing.
And like our discussion earlier, it's not easy, and that's exactly what we were talking about too. She
No,
said it's not easy at all, but she
no.
said I'm working towards it, and it's been working. So
And if I can add on, I had a thought, like you said, she's working towards it. It's not easy. Um, I had a buddy of mine trying to talk about something like this with me before, where he's like, when he was like upset, he said, you don't just go from being angry and pissed off or sad and grieved to, oh my goodness, I'm happy. Life is all right. Everything's fine. You don't just like really flip a switch in most situations. And so what he was saying is you just gotta, if you're mad and you're like, oh man, I hate this guy, he just makes me so mad, maybe just like think in stages, where instead of being so down here with hate or sadness, you move up to another level where you're like, hey, you know what, this still sucks, but at least I have this going for me. You start to think more positive, just slightly more. And then once you get used to that, then you go to something else, being like, hey, well, maybe this isn't so bad. I'm learning from this. It's hard, but I can learn something from it. And you just kind of change your mindset and think a little bit differently.
mhm,
And then over time, then you'll get to a point where you're like, I have all this going on, but I'm choosing to be happy.
mhm,
Because I think that's kind of how it works. And maybe that's what she's doing. Is it's not easy, but you're like working towards being happy about your situation rather than all the way down here.
right. She told me a big part of it is gratitude. She said gratitude and belief. She told me just being grateful for where I'm at, what I've done. She said that has been incredibly helpful just to sit and think of like what has happened to me and what am I grateful for.
Hmm.
She said another thing is she calls it a dream list where you write down everything that you want in your life. And she said you just have to believe that you'll get them. And I'm just like, damn, I may do that myself.
Yeah.
She said there's one thing to pursue a goal, but believe that it will be yours. So I'm just like, holy shit, like yes, exactly. Like that's exactly what I'm gonna do is not be discouraged, never give up, and believe that everything I want to achieve will happen. That it's gonna happen. It's almost like I feel like it's almost like taking control in a sense,
Yeah.
or almost like manifesting it. Like this will fucking happen. I'm gonna do it. This will happen. There's
Yeah.
no fucking choice.
Yeah.
You know, like you with the scholarship.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
uh
Oh god.
Hiram said something funny about a scholarship
Yeah.
situation that anyway, it's an
That's
inside joke.
it's a good time. It's a good time. I'm gonna make this happen. That's basically my attitude.
Exactly. I'm gonna make this happen. And I feel like I don't know, I feel like there's some power to that. I don't know if it's a supernatural thing, or if it's just strict
Like an
determination.
internal, like
You
if
don't
you believe it, then you just work towards it till you.
exactly. It just happens. You start working towards it physically, and it just starts to happen because you're physically making progress to it.
Mhm. I don't know. However, it works. As long as it works, doesn't really matter as
Yeah.
long as it works. And then you know, it gives you something to strive towards, something to live for. Something to look forward to. Like you're like, I'm gonna watch Jackass. Something small. A little bit of relief gives you
Hmm.
something to look forward to. Where you're at the end of the day, like that's gonna be there. I know it is.
Hmm.
So
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. So yeah, that's exactly it, man. Just keep fucking moving.
yep.
In my life, Diana's dead. That's the period. She's dead. She's been dead for 9 years. And I feel like if she were alive today, she would tell me, I want you to move on in life. I want you to keep
Yeah.
going. I want you to live your life, you know.
Hmm.
And all my other problems, my current problems is just keep going. They're gonna go away. be persistent. Don't
Yeah.
stop. Don't be discouraged. Keep going. Never stop. Never quit.
Mhm. Make the
Till
most
you
of
die.
make the most of what you're going through now, because I mean, you're gonna be in a happy relationship. That's somewhere where you want to be. A relationship with someone, you're gonna be there. It will happen. But why be sad about it until you get there? Why not just enjoy where you're at until that happens?
Right.
Just try
Absolutely.
and, even though it does kind of suck with not having that, but make the most of where you're at until you get what you want.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely, bro.
lots of
That's
knowledge.
it.
Hope you guys had your little handy dandy notebooks
Yeah.
taking notes. Lots of knowledge. Good stuff right there.
Mhm.
Now, easier said than done. A little bit harder to implement, but definitely internalize it if you can. Don't stop.
Right. If anything, if you can take anything from this, don't stop. Don't give up. Don't ever fucking give up.
Hmm.
Like that's it. Don't fuck the happiness.
Yeah.
Fuck the optimism. If you can't do that, just never give
Just
up.
don't
Serious.
stop.
Never don't stop. Stop till you keep going till you die.
Yeah.
Seriously. That's if you can do that, I feel like everything else will eventually fall into place.
Hmm.
That's how I see it so far in my life. That's what's keeping me going.
Yeah. Because you're not, as long as you don't stop, you haven't failed. You know, the minute you stop, that's when you really are done. You can't achieve your goal.
Mhm. Exactly. And nobody's gonna do it fucking for you.
No,
Nobody's gonna do it for you. Sorry, I can't help you. Hiram can't help you. Jesus can't fucking help you. The only person that can help you is you.
it's the truth.
Nobody's gonna do it for you, no matter how much they love you and care for you. They can't. So
Yeah, you got to make your own choice and live your life and
exactly.
enjoy it. If you can enjoy it, try to.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, Brody.
Good. Peace.
Right, for real. Oh my God.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what we wanted to revisit grief and I don't know, find some, just share answers on how to get through hard things, grief, frustrations, all of that.
Mhm.
Just keep going. That's kind of the sum of the epicenter of our message. Keep going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it'll work out in the end.
Hmm.
Don't stop. Don't quit. So anyway, y'all, thank you for tuning in and listening
Yes,
to this
thank you.
episode. I don't know. This one's been near and dear to my heart. This whole
Hmm.
message here, just because of I've really been applying it in my fucking life so far, man. So I
Yeah,
really hope that you guys can relate and use it
yeah,
according to your culture, according to how you operate, and I hope it can apply in your life and you can freaking move forward in life.
yeah. Because again, we started this because we wanted to help people. We wanted to share experiences so other people, you guys, can learn from it, and we hope that's what's happening.
Hmm. Hmm. Absolutely. So stay strong, guys. Don't be discouraged.
Keep
Don't
going.
ever give up.
Keep
You can
going.
achieve wonderful things. So,
Yeah,
with that said, anything else? Anything else from the Jew's knowledge?
that's it.
I,
That's it. All
I,
right. Adios.
all right. Thanks, peeps. We'll catch you guys next time.